Peace. Highest heart love. Welcome to the YouTube live book reading of Animal Speak. Learn the language of the animals, the spiritual and magical powers of creatures great and small. I'm your moderator and narrator, Uriel. Thank you guys for being here. Peace, everyone. Wow, this looks a little bit different. And that's okay. Coming from a different angle. We pick up in chapter 7, and we have a lot to go. Welcome, welcome all. Highest heart love. We are in chapter 7, working with bird medicine. So we're going to continue back where we completed last reading from, and that was on page 77 at the top. Here we go. Migration is common to many birds. Migration is simply the movement from one climate zone to the next for food. Birds know when to start, what route to take, where they're going, when to start the return journey, etc. They don't have to follow older birds who have made the trip before. They are born with the route somehow embedded in them. Many scientists feel it is kind of cellular knowledge that gives them an inborn directional and timing device. If you have a totem which is migratory, study its patterns. The totem will help you in developing your own innate directional and timing device to accomplish and fulfill yourself most completely. It will help you in your own migration to those food sources most beneficial to you, be they actual food, jobs, other people, or even lovers. Some birds do not have to migrate. They have developed an adaptive ability that affects survival in their own climate zone. Other birds, which are not thought as migratory, may do so on occasion, reminding us not to get too locked in at any time. Remember that flexibility is part of what birds can teach us. Birds of prey are often not thought of as migratory, but even they do migrate when necessary. Usually, though, it is only as far as necessary. All birds are weather sensitive. With time and practice, you will develop an awareness of how your bird responds to changes in weather before the conditions occurs. All birds can teach you how to recognize weather changes and even how to create your own changes. Of course, this entails great responsibility. When my father passed away several years ago, my brothers and I traveled to South Carolina for a special funeral service before bringing the body back to Dayton, Ohio for burial. On the night of the service, the weather turned very nasty with sleet and ice. Everyone was worried about roads freezing, planes being missed, and other hazardous problems by the time we left for Dayton the next morning. I tried to tell everyone not to worry about it, that it would be all right, but nobody, of course, listened. Peace. Welcome, highest heart love. Welcome to the YouTube live book reading of Animal Speak, We are in chapter 7, Working with Bird Medicine. Thank you for all reading books with us. Hi, it's Heart Love. Thank you for the likes and subscribes. That night, I did a particular meditation that I have used in the past to move the line of problem weather out of the travel road. Although I don't use this exercise often, it is very effective. It is an exercise that involves my bird totems and other aspects. I had not used it in a while because I have found over the years that if I shift weather away from one area, it has to go somewhere else. So there is some very grave responsibility involved in using the exercise. On this night, I was coming down with a cold. I was tired and a little drained, so I was not being as careful as I should. Rather than dissipate the weather conditions, which requires more effort, I just shifted them out of the path I felt everyone would be taking back to Dayton. The next morning, the roads were clear. Only one semi slick spot was found, and it was melting by the time we hit it. Though overcast, there was no rain or snow, and by noon the clouds were breaking up and the sun was beginning to shine. When my brothers and I reached Dayton, we were informed that my mother's plane flight had been snowed in. She and my sister were flying back with my father's body for the funeral service and burial in Dayton. I came to realize that she had not intended to fly out of the airport that I assumed she would. Rather, her flight was scheduled from an airport directly in line with where I had pushed the negative weather conditions. I was it was believed at the time that the flight would not be able to get out until the next day, which would throw all of the funeral arrangements into chaos. I obviously had to do something corrective work. It was accomplished, and the flights were restored later that day. It did reinforce in me the need to be extra cautious in using the natural forces. Their energies are powerful, and much can be accomplished by them, but there is a grave responsibility. It can be too easy to create problems. If I had not worked with my totems for a long time and known how to access their own unique energies, none of this would have been accomplished. With practice and persistence, birds can teach great wonders. The more you begin to look at both the general and specific characteristics of your totem, the more you will understand some of its language. You will come to know what it is saying to you about your life. Once you start seeing the obvious correspondences, then the subtle make themselves known more easily. The rest of this chapter will help you in beginning to truly understand what the birds are saying to you, about you, and your life. Hi, it's Heart Love. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Honorable Peace. Thank you for the likes and subs. We read books and learn from masters on this channel. So, gratitude. Exercises for understanding the language of birds. Birds are often seen as omens, objects of worship, and even forecasters of weather. They communicate to anyone who will learn to listen appropriately. Each person, though, based upon a solid knowledge, must learn to sense how the truth of the bird's communication translates into his or her life. Information comes to us through nature and all of its creatures. The body and mind knows and senses that we see what we see is significant. The flight of the bird and its direction is not accidental or without meaning. The time of flight, the place of the bird appeared, and how the other birds and animals responded are messages rich in meaning for us. Nature reflects the divine within the physical world. The animals in nature are the shadows of those mirrored reflections. Exercise 1. Peace, everyone. Thank you for reading with us. Exercise 1. Beginning the day, where we are right now. Walt Whitman once wrote, "There was a child went forth every day, and the first object he looked upon, that object he became. And that object became part of him for the day, or certain part of the day, or for many years, or stretching cycles of years." It is this same idea that we use to begin to open communication with the realm of birds. The ability to sense what is being said to us does not need to be forced if we lay a solid foundation of knowledge. It simply involves relaxing into a deep awareness and a fuller sense of self. The exercises in this book will help you to develop that ability. Do not rush it. Let it unfold naturally. Begin the first thing upon arising. Take a few moments, relax, and quiet the mind. Visualize yourself stepping outside and being greeted by nature through the encountering of a bird. Mentally ask that whatever bird has the most significant message for you for this day be the one you encounter. Mentally project the idea that the bird will reflect the kind of day it will be for you. Visualize this in as much detail as possible. Do not worry that you may be imagining it or that you will become superstitious about it. This is just a door opening exercise. It helps you to begin to see and respond to nature as a source of information for you about your life. Remember, too, that birds are associated with mental activities, so the thoughts will be picked up by those bird totems significant for you. Develop a mindset for how you want nature to respond to you. Take time in your meditation before going outdoors to outline how you want the message to come to you. If the bird appears on your right, what do you wish that to indicate? On the left, north, or south, the east, or the west, flying up, flying down. Know ahead of time what you want these things to mean. You don't have to stay with them. As your relationship with the birds grows, you will you so will the communication process. Paying attention to the direction of flight is an age-old method of listening to nature. One popular belief was that a bird which flew to the right before a trip would indicate that all would be well. To the left would indicate it would be best to stay home. I mentioned earlier that over the years I've developed the ability to recognize what certain hawk postures and activities usually indicate during my travels. This is something that you can begin to develop now. Take a few moments, a day, to establish this mindset and to send the message to nature that you are ready to receive. You are programming yourself to deepen your response to nature and her varied expressions. You are laying the groundwork for communication. You are inviting nature to respond along with very discernible and specific guidelines so you will be able to understand her messages more effectively. Do this about 5 minutes every morning for about a week before taking the next step. After a week of preparing meditations, it is time to take it further. Repeat your visualization, asking that nature send you a sign through a bird of how the day is going to go for you. Review in your mind what its possible appearances may indicate. Then step outside and breathe deeply of the morning air. Take a seat and just relax. Listen and watch. What birds do you hear or see? Which, if more than one, stands out the most strongly to you? How does it make you feel? What kind of day does that feeling seem to indicate as being before you? If you see the bird, is it flying or is it at rest? Is it by its activity indicating a day of fly high and sing or a day to get busy? You do not even have to worry about the accuracy of what you encounter. Initially, the interpretation may not be very accurate, but as you continue, you will find it becomes increasingly so. Remember that you have not been in the practice of listening to nature for all the time you've been alive. Because of this, you may not establish immediate and accurate communications. Note the basic qualities and characteristics of the bird. Examine its color. This alone will reflect much. When you see birds, are they alone or in groups? If in groups, what is the number? Remember that numbers can be significant. In what environment were they seen? Was it a nocturnal bird or a diurnal, daytime active bird? What do all these things seem to reflect about the day ahead? Trust your first impressions. This is just the first step. Then thank the bird and all of nature for their presence within your life. This can be mental or some physical action, such as in prayer or offering a seed. Then go about your day's business. As you do, occasionally pause to look outside. Is that bird showing itself to you to reinforce the message? Are you able to see how what you experienced in the morning reflected what has occurred up to this time? At the end of the day, do a review. How did the bird reflect or not reflect what actually occurred? How could the message have been made more clear? As you continue, within a month, you will find that the birds provide a wonderful barometer for the day ahead. And we'll go through this symbolic qualities of birds and then we'll close out for the day. Highest heart love. Thank you so much. Highest heart love. Highest heart love. We We love the real, honorable, yeah, people that are positive, people that are confident in themselves. We like the people that can fight. We don't like people that can't fight. People that can't fight can't help us. Symbolic qualities of birds. Blackbird equals omens and mysticism, color of fear and promise. A bluebird equals happiness and fulfillment, color of north or east. Canary equals healing power of sound, heightened sensitivity. Catbird equals communication potential, new lessons or opportunities. Chickadee equals sacred number is 7, seeker of truth and knowledge. A crow equals intelligence, watchfulness, magical, past life connections. Duck equals maternal, graceful, and comforting, protective. Yes, we have to be able to fight so we can protect. Cowards can't protect no one, so they're mad at themselves. They're mad at their lives. You know, we only love the honorable, the dominant species on this planet, the ones that y'all run from when you see us out in real life. You're like, oh, he's big, he's strong. Don't be scared. Just step your game up. Cowards, step your game up. Eagle equals capable of reaching zenith, great perception, bridging worlds. A finch equals new experiences and encounters, wide range, and summer solstice. Mm. A goose equals storytelling, fertility, and fidelity. Symbol of 8 and infinity. Grosbeak equals heals old wounds, family values, past lives significance. Hawks equals primal life force, fulfillment, spring and fall equinoxes. Kingfisher equals halcyon days, peace and prosperity, linked to the north and blue. Loon equals realizing dreams, haunting and eerie song, imagination. Magpie, occult knowledge, doorway to new realms, willy and willful. Meadowlark, cheerfulness, sublimation, inner journey, and linked to the moon. Nuthatch equals applying wisdom to natural world, groundedness, and ethereal. A Oriole equals positive energy, reconnecting with inner sunshine, nature spirits. Owl. Owl equals silent wisdom and nocturnal vision, healing powers, and magical. A peacock equals wisdom and vision, ostentatious, protective, and powerful. Pelican equals self sacrificing, non competitive, buoyant, rising above trials. A pigeon equals love and security of home, fertility, and archetypal energies. A raven equals shape shifting messenger or omen, blending human and animal. A robin equals new growth, territorial, color link to the throat center. Starling equals sociable, communicating diversity, and forceful. A stork equals related to humanity, connected to emotions, water, and birth process. A swan equals sensitive, emotional, dreamer and mystic, and longevity. And swift equals feminine and psychic energies, speed and agility. Turkey equals spiritual connection to Earth Mother and shared blessings. Vulture equals purification, never ending vigilance, and guardian of mysteries. And woodpecker equals weather prophet, drum beats into other dimensions. And we'll pause right here, make this the three-part chapter, chapter 7, and we'll complete the final chapter when we return. And we'll leave off at page 82, and that will begin exercise number 2. All right? What we just read was some of the symbolic qualities of the birds. Thank you guys for reading books, being honorable and studious. Highest heart love and honor. Animal speak. The spiritual and magical powers of creatures, great and small. Learn the language of the animals. By Ted Andrews. Thank you so much for reading with us. Thank you to all the honorable. Happy Friday. I want y'all to have a wonderful day. May all the prosperity and love continue to grasp a part of you. We are the real healers of the world. So it's important that we protect the friends and family, right? We protect ourselves. Shake it up. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you for all those that heal the people. Thank you to all my mods. I love you, family. I love you. Have a wonderful Friday. I'll see you soon, y'all. Peace. Thank you so much. Peace.